Hi, my name is Brenda Rojas. Video for MN664, week 5 journal. This week we saw a 45-year-old male that has some intellectual disabilities. He has Moebius syndrome, which his face is paralyzed from here and here. So speech is a little slurred. He mumbles. He came in for taking his clothes off at the group home, running around naked, masturbating, and being aggressive. So his father, which is a legal guardian, brought him into CRC, Crisis Resource Center. For us, he has become very aggressive to push his staff. He's been, sexually inappropriate. He's hypersexual. He's showing his females' penises, but some of the younger females. He's multiple times he had to be redirected. Then, like I said, aggressive. And so we placed him on a 1-to-1. He's not sleeping. Finally, we've realized that he's probably in a manic episode and changed his meds around a little bit and gave him additional meds, maybe a mood stabilizer or something to sleep. We also added Ativan or Haldol IM if needed, which he had Haldol in his orders before. He seems to do a little bit better with the Ativan. We did add some Restora for sleep because he wasn't sleeping. That has helped a little bit. He has also OCD where he's constantly licking the floor, touching, petting people. We've got different genders of age groups as well. And so we had some males that are in their 30s and he would try to touch them, just kind of pet them. And that caused a problem where they would push him away and he just wouldn't listen. He'd come at them over and over. And so our worry was violence and he was going to get either beat up or assaulted. Of course, he's been placed on a 1-to-1. Additional behavioral health techs have been added to the unit. But it's made it for very, the environment was very tense. And so just kind of looking at how we can help him. We see him every single day to see if the medications worked or not. And so they seem to be helping a lot. We're looking at different housing, whether it's Ash, where he came from, or either Desert Mountain, where it's a more restricted unit. He's also triggered some of our females and nursing staff, and so that's become an issue for us as well. The impact, understanding my role, psychopathology, and or provider-patient relationship. In this case, it was very difficult to get through to the patient because he just had some intellectual disabilities. He didn't seem like he understood. He just really didn't listen. So at this point is how can we keep him safe and the patients in the unit? And so that's where the medication came into play. And of course, at that point, it also becomes a chemical restraint because we're not utilizing it for a medical purpose or to help his mental health diagnosis, even though if he was psychotic, we could justify it. And there might be some justification, but at this point, it was utilized more as a chemical restraint. I did not know what Moebius syndrome was, and so I had to read about it a little bit. This gentleman, father didn't have a whole lot of information, and we don't know anything about his mother. And at the end of the day, it wasn't even his actual father. It was kind of like an adoptive parent that he met at a group home, and so kind of just took over his care to help him. And so of course he didn't know anything about the patient or his history. Did he meet his developmental milestones? Were there any issues during the delivery? Was he oxygen deprived? Any family history of any of this? Genetics, nothing. My strengths and limitations, it was, I wouldn't say frustration, but just learning how to talk to the patient and get him to understand. So I'm still learning that, your tone, kind of being direct, but not overly aggressive. And so as each time I go to clinicals and do either the mental health interview or interacting with patients, I'm getting better every single day. I feel like I am, and my preceptor is really good about redirecting me. And we talk about areas that I still need some improvement. This last week we discussed of the interviewing process just flowing, and I still lack a little bit, so I'll work on that and create a template or something, that whatever I need to do to make it more flowy and easier, so I'm not stuttering or seem like I really don't know what I'm doing. It's been a great week. Thank you.